Welcome to Kenai, Alaska, where the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks are taking on the Peninsula Oilers. I'm Clayton Jackson, and I'm going to be bringing this game to you live today. Let's start out with the roster for the Peninsula Oilers. On the mound today, we have number 19, Jacob Tabor, out of the University of Toledo. He has had 4 starts, 2 wins, and 2 losses. He's pitched 17 and a third inning, and has given up 14 hits and 14 runs, with 12 of them being earned. Batting first for the Oilers today is number 1, Petey Soto. He's hitting 178 on the season. Hitting second for the Oilers today is number 10, Cole Dawson, and he's going to be playing second base for the Oilers. He's hitting 232 on the year. Number 25, Colin Robson, will be hitting in the third spot for the Oilers, and he'll be playing center field. Number 20, Ty Thomas, will hit in the fourth slot for the Oilers, as he will be playing third base and is hitting 203 on the season. Forgot to mention Colin Robson hitting a magnificent 317 on the year for the Oilers. Hitting number in the fifth spot is Cody New. He is playing first base for the Oilers today and is hitting 273. Number 22, Brock Worthkin, is playing catcher and hitting in the sixth slot for the Oilers today. Max Rothwarg, number 3, is DHing today and hitting an incredible 328 on the year. Aiden Sullivan, number 13, will be playing right field for the Oilers while hitting a 126 for the year. And rounding out the Oilers lineup today is number 8, Bryce Berkey, who will be playing out in left field today and is hitting a 205 on the year. The Oilers come into today's contest with a record of 12-11 and have put up 83 runs and have a team total 222 batting average and an on-base percentage of 311, and have 5 home runs on the year, with 4 of them coming incredibly from Colin Robson, 2 of them notably against the Chinooks last week. Now, let's get to your Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks lineup. On the mound today for the Chinooks, we have number 5, Frankie Golko. He's posting a very nice 1.95 ERA through his 5 starts, where he's won 3 and lost 2. He's pitched 27 2/3 innings, giving up 23 hits, 7 runs, with 6 of them being earned. He is out of Salem University and from the hometown of Santan Valley, Arizona. Leading off for the Chinooks today is number 25, Cade Smith. He will be DHing for the Chinooks and is posting a 194 batting average. Number 16, Louis Zalaika, will be playing second base today for the Chinooks and hitting in the second slot with a 242 batting average. Number 12, Jordan Jaffe, will play first base today and hit in the third slot for the Chinooks with a very nice 263 batting average. He notably has hit 2 home runs on the year, which leads the team in home runs, one of them coming in the last contest against the Anchorage Bucks. Batting cleanup for the Chinooks will be number 18, Jaden Hill. He plays center field today and it hits 279, which leads the team in batting average, and also notably has 15 runs scored. Batting fifth for the Chinooks today is number 9, Oliver Degenhart, and he is playing shortstop today for the Chinooks. Number 10, David Broughton, will slide into that sixth slot today, and he will be playing on third base and he has a 149 batting average. Number 17, R.J. Rickabaugh, is at the dish today for the Chinooks with a 189 batting average. Sam Kwapnoski, number 22, will play in right field today with a 154 batting average coming in today's contest. And rounding out the Chinooks lineup is number 3, Brady Groves, out there in left field with a 162 batting average. The Chinooks have played 21 games and come into today's contest 8-13, looking to improve that. They have scored 68 runs and also are posting an identical 222 batting average with an identical 311 on-base percentage. So both of those statistics are exactly the same as the Peninsula Oilers. 4 home runs on the year for the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks, and they doubled that total against the Bucks in the last game. Let's go quiet now as we wait for the game to start and the anthem is done. Alrighty, we're back here in Kenai for the first game of this 5-game series as the Chinooks are here to take on the Peninsula Oilers. We've got Jacob Tabor on the bump tonight for the Oilers as he's warming up. It's about 63 degrees here with a slight about 7-mile-an-hour wind out to right field today. The Oilers are in their pink breast cancer awareness jerseys as it's breast cancer awareness night here at the Oilers field. The Chinooks will be wearing their navy blue jerseys with the red lettering that says Chinooks across the front with their gray travel pants and their red paneled caps. The Oilers are getting ready today to take on the Chinooks as their first game of this homestand begins. Jacob Tabor is posting, let me pull up his ERA for you today quickly, as I forgot to mention that in the team introductions.
Leading off for the Chinooks, the designated hitter, number 25.
As starting leading off for the Chinooks is number 25, Cade Smith. He's playing DH today for the Chinooks. Comes into today's game with 7 hits and 1 run. Tabor gets the sign from the catcher, and that one's going to miss for a ball to Smith. Cade Smith batting .194 on the year out of the University of Arkansas. And he'll take a hack at it, and that one will be fouled off. Actually, no, it's going to go to the wall as the right fielder, Aiden Sullivan's going to make that play for the first out of the inning. Coming up next for the Chinooks is going to be number 16, Louis Zalaika. He's got a very nice 16-hit total on the year. Now with 1 down and no one on for the Chinooks, Louis Zalaika looking to get the inning going. Pitch comes from Tabor. Zalaika swings through it. Zalaika steps into the box. Tabor winds up. Pitch comes and is tipped up and back into the grandstand. So count goes to 0-2 as Zalaika falls behind on Tabor. 0-2. Jacob Tabor is posting a ERA of 6.11, so not really in the same even stratosphere as Golko in that metric, as that one is lifted into left field by Zalaika, and that's going to get down for a base hit, and Zalaika rounds first and will settle in with a stand-up double. And that'll get the party started for the Chinooks with Jordan Jaffe coming to bat. A really nice day for Jaffe back in Anchorage last on this Tuesday as he hit a double, a triple, and a home run. So 1 single short of a cycle for Jaffe. And that ought to be a career day for him, as the Chinooks have 1 on and 1 out. Jaffe digs in. Tabor eyeing second. Pitch comes and misses low for ball 1. Jaffe has 8 RBIs and 2 home runs on the year and is second on the team in batting average with a 263 on the year. That pitch misses downstairs for ball number 2. The Oilers infield playing pretty straight up. Second baseman Cole Dawson is playing a little closer to the bag than is usual, but as that one finds its way in there for strike number 1, count goes to 2-1 to Jaffe. Oilers outfield playing straight up and pretty deep on Jaffe. And that ball is lifted foul down the right field line, out of play. And so the count should move to 2-2 here, as the scoreboard hasn't. There it is. 2-2 is the count now to Jaffe. Tabor still eyeing second there. Pitch is way outside, and the ball is passed, and Zuleika is going to take third. Eyeing home, but won't go. Call from manager Tim Cole. Tells him to stay there at third, and it's the right move. Nonetheless, that's the third ball to Jaffe as the count goes full, 3-2, with Zuleika on third with 1 out in the top of the first inning. A lot of cloud cover today here in Kenai as ball 4 brings Jaffe to first base. Runners on the corners now for the Chinooks, with still only 1 out, with Jaden Hill coming to the plate, wearing the number 18 today, as he's been wearing number 15 for much of the season, but looks like he's going to be wearing the number 18 from now on. Jaden Hill leads the team in batting average with a 279. Pitch comes from Tabor, high and outside. For ball 1. 1-0 is the count now to Jaden Hill. Pitch comes. Ball is fouled back and out of play. 1-1 the count now. Jaden Hill, out of Arkansas State University, has 15 runs scored on the year, as that pitch finds its way in there for the second strike. Count 1-2 now. The Chinooks played a magnificent game in Anchorage on Tuesday, winning that one 10-4 against the league-leading Bucks, as Jaden Hill swings through and is punched out by Tabor. So that will be 2 outs now for the Chinooks, as Oliver Dagenhart, number 9, comes to the plate, hitting .253 on the year. Runners still on the corners, 2 outs now. Pitches inside for ball 1. I apologize today for the very little amount of noise that's probably coming from the crowd mic today. It's not in an ideal location, and we're working with what we've got. As that pitch is grounded up the middle and flipped to second for the third out of the inning, and the Oilers will get out of it without too much trouble, as the Oilers get out of it with no damage done. No runs for the Chinooks on 1 hit, no errors, as we head on to the bottom of the first from Kenai. Alrighty, we're back as Frankie Golko is on the bump for the Chinooks. PD Soto leading it off for the Peninsula Oilers, hitting 178 on the year with 9 runs for him. He digs in now. Frankie Golko has an incredible 1.95 ERA on the year with 5 starts and a solid 27 innings pitched, as that first pitch missed for ball 1. That pitch will find its way down the heart of the plate for strike 1 as the count goes 1-1. Frankie Golko out of the University of Salem, as that ball is lifted to deep left field over the head of Brady Groves, and Soto will settle in with a stand-up double. That ball was well over the head of Groves. He really didn't have a chance on it as it leapt off the bat. Cole Dawson up now for the Oilers, number 10, as there is one on now for the Oilers with no outs. Cole Dawson hitting a solid .232 on the year. Golko looking back at second, fires in, misses outside for ball 1. Golko regains his confidence here, getting the sign. Looks back at second, and here comes the pitch. That one is down the heart of the plate for strike 1. 1-1 now to Dawson. Chinooks outfield playing pretty straight up as well. A little shallower than we saw the Oilers playing in the first inning. Infield a little bit wonky for the Chinooks, as we're going to see Louis Zalaika playing deep and far right, as that bunt is down the line and they're going to let it go foul. And PD Soto's going to have to return to second base as Cole Dawson comes back to the plate with a 1-2 count now. As I was saying, Louis Zalaika was playing pretty deep and right on that last pitch, but now he's going to retreat back to a pretty normal straight-up position in the infield. Rickabaugh behind the dish tonight, as him and Dusty Eisenogel trade off just about every night, as you will likely see Dusty Eisenogel catching tomorrow night. And the pitch is grounded to short and in time to Jaffe for the first out of the inning. Soto will move on to third. Soto had a really good lead there over at second base. I thought Golko would try and pick him off, but the pitch came anyway. Colin Robson, number 25, is up to bat for the Oilers. He homered twice off the right foul pole at Lee Jordan Field last time we played them, as that pitch was a nice breaking ball in there for strike 1. High and outside was that pitch from Golko to bring the count to 1-1. Robson posting a .317 batting average, as that one's lined sharply into center field, which will score Soto from third. Robson's going to hold up at first. Nonetheless, The run will score from third as the Oilers take a 1-0 lead on the Chinooks in the first game of this homestand. At bat now for the Oilers is cleanup hitter Ty Thomas, hitting .203 with 11 runs scored and 9 RBIs on the year. Robson at first, as that pitch missed for a ball. 1-0 now to Ty Thomas, as that one is lined sharply into left center, and Robson will round second, heading for third. And another stand-up double for the Oilers as Ty Thomas is in there, bringing Colin Robson over to third. And now 2 are on for the Oilers with Cody New up to the plate. New is hitting .273. So the Oilers now have started out this inning pretty hot, putting 3 of their first 4 on. Pitch comes from Golko, and that one's low and in the dirt. Cody New, it comes from Hesperia, California, from the University of California Baptist, as he swings that through that one to make it 1-1. Bat extended out in front of him, comes back into a set position. Golko rocking back and forth. Gets the sign, kicks his leg, and fires in there for a strike. Third base umpire says he went, even though that pitch was high and outside. Count goes 1-2. Oilers in these bright pink uniforms, in a stark contrast to the Chinooks navy blue, as New takes a big swing through that pitch from Golko for the strikeout. So 2 down now for the Oilers as Brock Worthkin comes up to bat. Golko steps off, regains himself, and steps back on to face Brock Worthkin. Runner still on second and third. Nice lead over there at second, but the first pitch comes in anyway and is in the dirt for ball 1. Frankie Golko looking to get out of this inning without any more damage done. With only 1 run across, that could be the pretty good situation for what could happen, as that one's fired in there for a strike. 1-1 the count to Worthkin. With runners on second and third with only 1 out at the time, that would be pretty gutsy move there by Golko to get out of the inning. See what he can do on Worthkin as the count moves to 2-1 on the ball, low and outside. Infield playing pretty deep with runners on second and third. Golko gets the sign, and from the stretch, kicks and deals. That one, I'm not sure where that one missed, but they're calling it a ball, and it's his call that matters. So 3-1 now, as Worthkin's ahead in the count. Worthkin taking his time, is now set. Pitch comes from Golko. Worthkin swings through to bring the count to full. Pretty packed house here in Kenai tonight, and for the first game of this 5-game series. It's a pretty nice night for baseball. Not too hot, not too cold. Decent cloud cover, so you can see pretty well. And that ball is low, and we'll load the bases now. In the dirt, that one was, and so Brock Worthkin takes the base on balls. Number 3, Max Rothwarg, the designated hitter. He's hitting .328 on the year, so a pretty dangerous hitter. He's up to the plate with the bases loaded. Not what you want to see if you're Frankie Golko, but see if his resilience can get him out of this inning. Pitch comes down the heart of the plate for strike number 1. As I was saying, first game of the series against a new opponent is drawing a crowd tonight here in Kenai. The Oilers faithful showing up. Pitch comes from Golko as he is ahead in the count now, 0-2 on that big swing from Rothwarg. And for those of you expecting to hear Tim Bartow or John Groth, they are both gone and out of the state now. So I am taking over as that one's lined into left field and will roll down to the foul pole as two runs will score as that stand-up double for Max Rothwarg drives in 2. As that seems to be a theme today as R.J. Rickabaugh goes to talk to his pitcher. Stand-up doubles seem to be quite common as we've had 3 of them so far. As Colin Robson and Ty Thomas will come in to score on that play. Conversation going on the mound between Golko and Rickabaugh. Just probably trying to settle his pitcher down more than likely. Big hit nonetheless from Rothwarg to get 2 RBIs out of it. Aiden Sullivan comes up to bat now, the right fielder. Let's see if Golko has settled down after the mound meeting. Breaking ball misses low for ball 1. Runners on second and third, and those are going to be Worthkin and Rothwarg. 1-0 now the count to Sullivan. Golko fires it in there, and that one's popped up into shallow left field as Brady Groves comes all the way in to the infield to make that play. And the side is retired. 3 outs now, and the damage was done. 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors, 2 left on base for the Oilers as the Chinooks get out of it with 3 runs across. Onto the bottom of, that's it from the bottom of the first onto the top of the second as the Chinooks are up to bat. Welcome back to Kenai as the Chinooks are up to bat with David Broughton coming to the plate. Score is 3-0 Oilers as the pitch will come from Jacob Tabor. Ball is lined into left field, and that will sit down for a base hit for David Broughton to get the inning started for the Chinooks. And that's what they needed to combat that 3-run first inning from the Oilers. As R.J. Rickabaugh from the University of Richmond comes to the plate now. Rickabaugh is hitting 184 on the year, but leads the team in RBIs with 12 of them. Ball is low for ball one. As the pitch comes from Tabor, eyeing second. Ball gets away from the catcher, Worthkin, and looks like Broughton will take second base on the pass ball. Pitch was low and outside, so the count goes to 2-0 to Rickabaugh. Gets the sign. Looks back at second. Not a huge lead for Broughton. Pitch is high, but down the heart of the plate. 3-0 now to Rickabaugh as he's well ahead in this at-bat. Check second. Pitch comes. And Rickabaugh turned to go to first, but called a strike to make the count 3-1. Check second again and deals. That one misses, however, and Rickabaugh will trot down to first with the walk. So now 2 on for the Chinooks as they have no outs here in the top of the second. So a great chance to do some damage now. Number 22, Sam Kwabnowski, will be up to bat next after this conference on the mound for the Oilers. Sam Kwabnowski, a sophomore out of North Iowa area community college. Bats right-handed. And as the mound visit will conclude, he will come up to the plate as the umpire dusts off home. So with runners on first and second, the shortstop playing close to second base, and the second baseman playing very deep, nearly in the outfield. As Sam squares up to bunt, that ball is passed, and coming home, the play at the plate. Called safe, and the Chinooks will score the run. Manager Tim Cole says to go 2. And it will pay off as 1 run will score. And that's going to be David Broughton scoring from second on that passed ball. So I don't know exactly what happened on that play as Kwabnowski squared to bunt. But he must not have tipped it, but that pitch went wildly wrong for the Oilers as the count goes to 2-0 now on Kwabnowski. Rickabaugh is now on third after Broughton came in to score as that ball finds its way in for a strike. 2-1 the count to Sam Kwabnowski. Pitch from Tabor is swung through. 2-2 the count. So it was a close play at the plate, but not too hard to see that Broughton was safe at home, as that one's dribbled through the gap. And Rickabaugh will come in to score as Sam will settle in there at first base with a base hit, as the Chinooks decrease the deficit, as the ball game is now 2-3 after that single from Kwabnowski. Brady Groves at the plate now for the Nooks. Squares up to bunt, as that one's fouled off down the right field line. No outs and 1 on for the Chinooks here on the top of the second, with number 3 Brady Groves up to bat. Brady Groves hitting 162 on the year, and that one's again fouled down the right field line. 2 strikes now to Brady Grove and no balls. Not much of a lead there at first for Kwabnowski. And fouled off again. And the count will stay frozen at 0-2. Gets the sign. And deals. Fouled off again, as Brady Groves is defending the plate well against Jacob Tabor. Count 0-2 as Tabor squares up, looks at first and deals. Pitch misses for ball number 1. Tabor had a pretty low pitch count in that first inning, but the Nooks are running it up here in the second, as he's already threw 24 pitches. And called strike 3 on Groves on the inside corner. So that'll be out number 1 for the Chinooks, as Brady Groves goes down looking. Back to the top of the order with Cade Smith, the designated hitter out of the University of Arkansas. He is a freshman, and that pitch is in there for strike 1, 0-1 now. Hometown of Searcy, Arkansas. The right-hander stands at about 6 foot flat, weighing in at 200 pounds. And that one misses for ball 1. 1-1 the count to Cade Smith, with Kwabnowski still at first. That one flied out into center field. Center field didn't have to move much to make that play, and that was Colin Robson making that play. So 2 outs now for the Chinooks, with Louis Zalaika up to bat. He reached on a double in the first inning, the only hit of the inning for the Chinooks in the first, as that pitch misses high and inside, as Zalaika swerves out of the way. Towing the rubber is Jacob Tabor, as Louis Zalaika steps back in. Still not much of a lead at first from Kwabnowski, as that one's grounded up the middle. As Sam Kwabnowski will have to hold at second on the single from Zalaika. Zalaika is now 2 for 2 on the day, with a double and a single, with 2 outs. Jordan Jaffe is back up to bat. Jaffe reached on a walk in the first inning. So first and second for the Chinooks, as Tabor checks second and fires in there. Pitches low but swung through by Jaffe. So count goes 0-1. Catcher Werfken hands Tabor a new ball. Worfkin back behind the dish as Jaffe's ready to see another one. Gets the sign and sets. From the stretch, kicks and deals. Ball is lined in or lifted into right field as the right fielder, Aiden Sullivan, did not have to move a step to make that play. And Jordan Jaffe will go down with the pop out. So, side is retired, but not before 2 runs were scratched across by the Chinooks. 2 hits on singles from Kwabnowski. Actually, make that 3 hits on 3 singles from Broughton, Kwabnowski, and Zalaika. 1 left on, and no errors as we head to the bottom of the second with the Oilers up to bat. And we're back in Kenai, Alaska, as the Oilers are set to go here. Bryce Berkey lays down a bunt to the pitcher, and call is safe as the throw from Golko hits the runner on his way to first, and so he's going to be ruled safe. And error will be awarded to the Chinooks, and so it will not be recorded as a hit as the initial scoring goes. And that was Bryce Berkey, the left fielder, who reached, or excuse me, Aiden Sullivan, I believe. No, that was Berkey. And we're now up with P.D. Soto, who doubled in the first. As the count is 1-0 to Soto. Pitch does not come, and the ball's fired over to first just to keep Berkey close. Frankie Golko fires back, and close play at the plate, but they're going to call him safe. Nonetheless, Berkey has Golko's attention. Soto waits patiently as the pitch comes and is fouled back to the screen on the bunt attempt. So count goes 1-1 to P.D. Soto. 1 on and no outs for the Oilers here in the bottom of the second. And this one's lifted into right field, where Kwabnowski didn't have to move too much to make that play. And that'll retire Soto, bringing up Cole Dawson. He grounded out in the first.
Second baseman number 10, Cole Dawson.
Number 10, Cole Dawson, has scored 14 runs on the year, which is a pretty impressive total in the short season. As Golko once again fires back to first, keep Berkey close. there it is again. Dives back in, but not too much trouble for him. See if Golko will fire to the plate this time. And the pitch comes and misses outside for ball one. Mrs. Lopez checking in saying, "Let's go Chinooks." And Mr. Rufert says, "Hello from California. Thank you guys for listening to the broadcast." As the pitch to the plate is low and fired to first. And Bryce Berkey makes it back easily, but had to dive. So 2 balls and no strikes to Cole Dawson with 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Golko fires, and that one's going to miss as well, as Cole Dawson is way ahead in the count now, 3-0. Colin Robson is on deck for the Oilers. He singled and later scored his first time up, as Golko will walk Cole Dawson. So runners on first and second for the Oilers.
For the Oilers, center fielder number 25, Colin Robson.
As I previously mentioned, Colin Robson up to the plate for the Oilers. Hitting .317 entering today's game, and that will have been lifted with that single in the first. Golko checks second and kicks and deals. Ball is just foul down the right field line. So count is 0-1 to Robson. Golko toes the rubber and gets the sign. Not huge leads at second or first for Berkey and Dawson, as that pitch was in there for a strike. 0-2 as Golko's ahead in this count. Strikeout here would be big for the Chinooks to try and get out of this inning without any more damage done, or any damage done, excuse me. Robson steps out as the umpire looks like he's adjusting his gloves or something. Count is 1-1 actually, or 1-2. Yep, no, 1-1. So the scoreboard had it wrong. As that one is belted into right field, but it's foul. So the runners will have to retreat to their bases. First and second for Berkey and Dawson.
Central Peninsula Hospital for the reminder. Early detection can be a grand slam. Visit tonight's CPH booth to learn more about screening options.
So now it is 1-2 to Cole Dawson, or excuse me, Colin Robson. Golko rocking back and forth on the mound, kicks and deals, as the breaking ball will strike out Colin Robson. And that's a big strikeout for the Chinooks, as no sac flies can be had. Ty Thomas up to bat now for the Oilers. He doubled and later scored in the first inning, as he's back up to bat here in the second. Pitch is in there for strike number 1. Golko looking like he's starting to find his rhythm, as the runners take their leads. Again, not huge leads for either of them. Pitch comes from Golko. Looked high, but is going to be popped up to center field. Jaden Hill roams back and makes the play, as that will retire the sides without any damage done. So no runs for the Oilers on one hit, and that came from Bryce Berkey. And no errors and 2 men left on base as the Oilers are sent back to the dugout. Chinooks up to bat in the top of the third. We are back as Jaden Hill will lead things off for the Chinooks. And excuse me, in that last inning, there was actually no hits as Bryce Berkey reached on an error to start off that inning. So Jaden Hill will foul that one off down the left field line for the second strike of the at-bat. Jaden Hill struck out in his first at-bat today, as that one misses outside for ball 1. 1-2 now to Jaden Hill. Tabor still on the mound for the Oilers in the top of the third. As that one is fouled off to keep the count held at 2-2. Pitch comes from Tabor. That one is dribbled softly to short, and play will be made easily by the shortstop, Petey Soto, to Cody New. So Jaden Hill's retired, and it brings up Oliver Degenhart, the third baseman for the Chinooks tonight. Degenhart grounded out in his first at-bat. Chinooks hanging on in this one 2-3 as they scratch across 2 last inning, as that pitch finds its way in there for a strike. Mr. Bartow checking in from, as he is on a work trip, and that's why you are hearing me instead of him today. Also, a hello from Mrs. Turner, who says she is in the sky coming back to California from Alaska. Thank you for visiting, and she says go Nooks. Count is 2-1 to Degenhart as he pops it up into right field, and that will drop right in the Bermuda Triangle as the second baseman, first baseman, and right fielder all came in to try and make the play, but it dropped right in the center of all of them. Little blooper there for Oliver Degenhardt as he settles in at first base with the first hit of the inning. Now David Broughton up for the Chinooks as he pops it up into foul territory, out of play.
Foul ball brought to you in part by First National.
So 0-1 is the count to Broughton. Like I was saying, David Broughton singled in the second inning of play, and he later scored in that inning. As I believe that was Oliver Degenhardt caught stealing at second. So that's going to be 2 outs now and no one on for the Chinooks. As the pitch comes from Tabor and is fouled back to the screen to keep the count frozen at 0-2. Tabor gets the sign from the stretch, kicks and deals. And that one is low for a ball. 1-2 now to David Broughton. Broughton has 6 RBIs on the air, 3 runs scored. Ball is dribbled down the third base line, picked up by the third baseman and over to first for the third out of the inning. And that will retire the Chinooks in short order, as the Chinooks cannot scrape across any runs in this inning with 1 hit, courtesy of Oliver Degenhardt, and no errors and no one left on base. As we head to the bottom of the third inning with Frankie Golko still on the bump.
561-551.
We're back with Chinooks baseball here in Kenai, Alaska. Back up for the Oilers is number 26, Cody New. Cody struck out in his first appearance. Frankie Golko still on the mound for the Chinooks as New comes up swinging again in his first pitch for 0-1. That one misses for ball 1. 1-1 to Cody New. As that one's lifted to shortstop, Oliver Degenhardt, as he's able to make that play fairly easily, ranging back. As there's now 1 out in the inning with no one on. Brock Worthkin, number 22, the catcher, is back up to bat after going to the base on balls in the first inning. He digs in now. Pitch comes from Golko, and that one misses low, right over the heart of the plate for ball 1. Pitch comes from Golko for strike number 2. And Golko playing with some pace here. That's strike number 2. That last pitch was the first strike. And he steps back in now. As that's the strike 3 on the big swing from Worthkin. So 2 down now quickly for Golko as he's starting to gain a lot more confidence after that 3-run first inning. Max Rothwarg is up to the plate after doubling in the first, as that one is dribbled foul down the third base line. So 0-1 to Rothwarg. Rothwarg improved his already stellar batting average, which he entered with .328, and that will be improving from in that first inning as he strikes out for a quick 1-2-3 inning for the Chinooks. Stellar work by Golko to mow through the Oiler batters, as we will head to the top of the 4th after no runs, no hits, and no errors, and no one left on for the Peninsula Oilers. On to the top of the 4th as your Chinooks come to bat. And we're back in Kenai with R.J. Rickabaugh up to bat. He left off after the failed stealing attempt from Oliver Degenhart. And the pitch comes from Tabor, and it will be low, as there is a squirrel running through the stands as the fans are squealing. A little bit of commotion going on down there, taking the eyes off the ball game for a moment. Pitch misses for ball 2. 2-0 to Rickabaugh. Pitch comes from Tabor, low and outside on the slider from Jacob Tabor. 3-0 as R.J. Rickabaugh is way ahead in the count, and that one misses and sends him down to first base on 4 straight pitches. So runner on first with no outs for the Chinooks. bringing up Sam Kwabnoski, who singled his first time up and was stranded. Check at first, and pitch comes in high and outside to Sam Kwabnoski. 1-0 is the count. As pitch comes again. As it will miss as well. Looked like on the outside corner. Low. 2-0 the count to Sam. As Tabor playing with some pace, kicks and deals. As that one is chopped to third. And a unique play. So it looked like Kwabnoski was wanting to check his swing. And so the ball bounced off the bat on the attempted check swing. So he checked it too late and dribbled down the third base line. The third baseman made the play to second to try and make the double play. But so they get the first out on the force, but the ball was knocked out of the fielder's glove, so they're only able to get one on the play. As Brady Groves is now up to bat with only one out. As the count moves to 1-1 to Groves. So Kwabnoski reaches on a fielder's choice. And the Chinooks are still alive here with only one out. As that pitch misses way low and outside. 2-1 to Groves. Pitch comes as that one is blooped into shallow center field. As that will drop for a base hit for Brady Groves. Runners on first and second now for the Nooks. As we now have a runner in scoring position with only one out. Bring us back to the top of the lineup, where Cade Smith will get another crack at it after 2 flyouts. Tabor checks second and steps off. And there will be a conference at the mound between him and his catcher, Worthkin, excuse me. And we're back to the ball game as Worthkin returns to his position behind the dish. Cade Smith steps back into the box. And Tabor does his check at second, as there's not much of a lead there for Kwabnoski. And that pitch, the first pitch to Cade Smith, misses outside for ball 1. 1-0 now to Cade Smith. That ball is dribbled softly to short, and the double play will be made easily on the soft dribbler. So, the Chinooks will be retired in short order, as the double play will cut down the inning short. So it's going to be no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. As we take you to the bottom of the 4th, where Frankie Golko returns. And the Oilers are back up to bat here in the bottom of the 4th. Number 13, Aiden Sullivan, pops it up to the backstop as it is popped just over the screen to a almost lucky fan. He dropped it and it went over the wall, so it's stuck now in between the screen and the wall, unfortunately for him. As I was saying, Aiden Sullivan back up to bat for the Oilers. He flied out in his first trip up. And the count is now 1-1 after that ball inside and low. 1-1 the count to Aiden Sullivan. Pitch comes from Golko and is lined, well, dribbled to the pitcher, Frankie Golko, and play is made easily to Jordan Jaffe at first. So 1 out now for the Oilers as Bryce Berkey returns to the plate after singling in his first appearance. One ball to Berkey as that one's lifted into center field as Jaden Hill comes in and makes the sliding bucket catch for the second out of the inning. Really nice play there from Jaden Hill to get in there in time and slide underneath it and make the play for the second out.
362-591-476.
So 2 outs and no one on for the Oilers. So Chinooks are in a pretty good position to get out of this one as that one's lifted foul back behind the home plate by P.D. Soto, who returns for his third trip to the plate. He is 1 for 2 thus far in this one as that one is lined to first. Jordan Jaffe picks it up off the turf to make the third out of the inning as the Chinooks are going to get out of this one quickly as Frankie Golko has really recovered in this one as the Chinooks get out of this one with no runs scratched across, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base as the Chinooks come back up to bat in the top of the 5th. Back on the peninsula with Chinooks baseball. We are back up to bat as number 16, Louis Zalaika, comes to the plate for his third trip. Jacob Tabor still in the game as that one misses for ball 1. Louis Zalaika, holding his bat parallel to the ground, smacks it just fair down the third base line. And the left fielder is going to slip as he's trying to make the throw back, and it's going to be a stand-up double for Luis Zalaika, as he's got 2 of those now today, 3 for 3 with 2 doubles and a single. So really nice day for Luis Zalaika, as he's having a monster day, much like Jordan Jaffe did against the Bucks, as he's back to the plate and he's 0 for 1 with a walk and a flyout. So no outs and 1 on for the Chinooks, as that pitch, it must have been a little outside, as it's 1-0 to Jordan Jaffe. Tabor checks second and delivers, as that one's chopped down the third baseline foul. 1-1 now is the count. Second baseman playing close to the bag, and that one swung through, and the umpire says it was tipped, so it's fouled off to make the count 1-2 now. Outfield playing at a pretty standard depth, as pitch comes from Tabor. It's dribbled right between the shortstop and third baseman, as we have runners on the corners now. So Jaffe's in there with a single, as Zalaika was able to advance from second to third. So there's going to be a big conference back on the mound to settle down Tabor, as his pitch count is at 78 now. And we're going to go quiet here for a minute as the conference goes on.
Details, OilersBaseball.com. Also, we have
So the mound meeting has concluded, and that brings number 18, Jaden Hill, up to bat, as he is 0 for 2 up to this point with a strikeout and a ground out. He's looking to change his fortunes here, as that pitch misses for the second ball. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jaden Hill, with runners on the corners and no outs. Pitch comes from Tabor, as Jaden Hill swung through that one. Okay, so that's what I thought. Jaden Hill had no count on him, as the scoreboard was messed up. So it's actually 1-1 to Jaden Hill, as he hadn't had a pitch yet at the time of that mound meeting. So 2-1 now to Jaden Hill, as that pitch was in the dirt. Jaden Hill looking to scratch across that tying run, as it's 3-1 with another pitch in the dirt. So Jaden Hill ahead in the count now. Jaden Hill is leading, and there it is. The base hit they needed. Luis Zalaika will score from third, as the game is tied 3-3. With that little squirter up the gap in between short and third. So Jaden Hill is in there at first with a single. And Jaffe will advance to second on the play. All of that brings up Oliver Degenhart, number 9, as he squares a bunt. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So popped it up on the bunt attempt was Degenhart. Diving play by the Oiler first baseman Cody New. Jaffe went on the bunt. Naturally not expecting it to be caught on a pop out, and throw made to second base as he didn't tag up. So double play, and that brings up David Broughton as that pitch is fouled off. So 2 outs now, 1 on, and David Broughton is up to bat, counts 0-1. That one is lifted foul, as count is 0-2 now to David Broughton. Pitch comes from Tabor, as that one's well high. So 1-2 now to David Broughton, with Jaden Hill still on first. Pitch comes, and Jaden Hill goes and is safe with a stolen base at second, as the throw is high and not in time. So count moves to 2-2 as that was a ball. And Jaden Hill gets credit for a stolen base. Tabor checking second deals, as that pitch misses as well for a ball. So 1 runner on and 2 outs now, with David Broughton at the plate. Infield playing straight up, as that one's lined right through the gap. Jaden Hill thought about coming home to score, but is called off by manager Tim Cole, as that's probably smart, as I was thinking he's got no shot at the plate here. So he's going to hold up at third. Smart play there called by manager Tim Cole. And base hit nonetheless for David Broughton, as he will remain on first. RJ Rickabaugh now at the plate, as that one's fouled off to the screens, so 1-0 now. Rickabaugh is 0 for 0 with 2 walks in his first 2 plate appearances. Pitch comes from Tabor and gets in there on a little bit of a breaking ball from Tabor. 0-2 as Rickabaugh finds himself behind in the count with 2 outs. So Tabor there it is, yep. Strike 3 on Rickabaugh, and Tabor gets himself out of a jam. So no runs across for the Chinooks in this inning.
5-6-1, 5-7-3.
And no, excuse me.
If you have one of those red tickets, go on down to Scoop
That's going to be, well, actually that's 1 run. Sorry, folks. 1 run on 4 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base from the top of the 5th inning. On to the bottom of the 5th as the Oilers come up to bat.
Reminder too, for the online jersey auction, check out the website. Cole Dawson.
So we're back in Kenai as the Oilers are up to bat with Cole Dawson. He is 0 for 1 in today's game as he has a fly out or a ground out and a walk. Golko still on the bump as that pitch misses for a ball. That one was a little bit outside. Golko fires it in there, this time low for ball 2. 2-0 the count to Cole Dawson. And that one slapped down the third base line to David Broughton, who easily makes the play over to Jordan Jaffe at first to retire the first batter of the inning. Colin Robson is 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. He later scored off that single in the first inning. And the pitch comes from Golko as that one is ripped to second, but the play is made easily to Jaffe as Zalaika roams over and stops the ball from shooting through the gap. So 2 quick outs on the Oilers now. So really though, Golko has really settled in and made it a nice outing after a rough first inning. Ty Thomas is up now for the Oilers. He's got a double and a fly out in this game as that one is lifted into left field as the third out is made by Brady Groves on a sliding play. So another 1-2-3 inning for the Chinooks as Golko is settling in and absolutely dealing. No runs, no hits, and no errors, and no one left on base for the Oilers as we head to the top of the 6th.
5-6-1, 4-9-5.
We have a new pitcher in the ballgame for the Oilers as Sam Kwabnowski comes up to bat. The new pitcher for the Oilers is going to be number 4, Cameron Tepper, a left-hander out of California Baptist University. As first pitch comes in for a ball to Kwabnowski. Kwabnowski is 1 for 2 today with a single and a fielder's choice. Pitch comes from Tepper and is swung through. make the count 1-2 now. And that ball's in there low for a ball. 2-2. Now to Kwabnowski. That ball is lifted into center field, and a diving play is made by the center fielder, Colin Robson, to rob Kwabnowski of a base hit. So that's going to be the first out of the inning for the Oilers. And Brady Groves comes to the plate now for the Chinooks. Groves is 1 for 2 today with a single and a strikeout. And that pitch missed for a ball. And another ball thrown there by Tepper. Tepper playing with pace as he kicks and deals and for another ball. So 3-0 the count to Groves. And Groves is way ahead in this count now. On 4 straight pitches, he's able to trot down to first base. As Tepper just couldn't find the strike zone on that at bat. So Groves down to first on balls will bring up Cade Smith for a 4th time in this ballgame. Smith is 0 for 3 with 2 flyouts and he grounded into a double play. As that one found its way in for a strike. So 1 on with 1 out, as that one is skied into shallow right field, as the play is made by Aiden Sullivan. Louis Zalaika, who was 3 for 3 today with 2 doubles and a single, is back up to bat.
Batting for the Chinooks, number 16.
We'll see if he can advance Brady Groves. He steps out and digs back in now. First pitch from Tepper comes in, and that one is chopped just foul and out of play, as it'll be 0-1 now to Zalaika. Louis Zalaika scored on his last double to even things up in the 5th inning at 3 apiece. And the throw over to first is not in time, as Brady Groves makes it back in easily. Kicks and deals as Groves goes, and he's out of there. So throw beats Brady Groves, and we'll see Zalaika back up to plate in the 7th inning. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base for the Chinooks as we go to the bottom of the 6th here in Kenai. Welcome back, Chinooks fans, as the Oilers are back up to the plate now in the bottom of the 6th inning. Number 26, Cody New,
Back for those first baseman, number 26, Cody New.
is back up to the plate now. Cody's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout, as that pitch misses for ball 1. Frankie Golko trying to go the distance today, as he's still pitching through 6. That one's fouled off out of play to bring the count to 1-1. So Cody New, and that pitch is a curveball, high and outside for ball number 2. 2-1 the count now to Cody New, as that pitch also missed. 3-1 now. Second baseman playing very deep, as New takes the base on balls.
4-5-4, 3-5-9, and 3-1-0. Last 3, 4-5-4.
So that'll bring up Brock Worthkin, who is 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout.
Batting for the Oilers in the 6th position, there's catcher number 22, Brock Worthkin.
Runner on first without much of a lead there from Cody New. Rothberg showed bunt and pulled back on the ball. 1-0 now for Brock Worthkin. So this ball game is tied 3-3, as that pitch is in there for a strike from Frankie Golko. So the game is tied, and what you're going to notice, the hit differential is pretty large. I actually have 10 hits for the Chinooks, as the scoreboard reads 9. I'm not sure where the discrepancy is there, but nonetheless, it's more than the Oilers' 4, and that's been the curse for the Chinooks all year, except for that Bucks game. We have just not been able to drive runners in, as that pitch is in there from Golko for a strike. 2-2 the count. We haven't been able to drive runners in, and that has resulted in low run totals, but we're keeping pace with the rest of the league in hits, and but that's the reason, as Worthkin swings through that one for the first out of the inning, bringing up Max Rothberg, number 3, the designated hitter. He is 1 for 2 with a double and a strikeout. But like I was saying, we're keeping pace with the rest of the league in the hitting metrics, such as hits and on base percentage, as that one is fouled off down the right field line out of play for a count of 0-1. But we're just not able to hit with runners in scoring position. And that rings true today, as we have 9 or 10 hits with only 3 runs to show for it, as we are tied with the Oilers. And that one is hit off a pulled back bunt attempt, and which Rothberg didn't really realize what happened until the ball was in play and he was out at first. So 2 outs now for the Oilers, as Aiden Sullivan is up to the plate, and he is 0 for 2 today with a flyout and a ground out. So 1 on and 2 outs, as Cody New advanced to second, and that one is lined into shallow right field as run comes in. Play at the plate, he's out of there. as the crowd couldn't believe it. And the Oilers will go down with no runs across on a very tight play at the plate.
Excited about a fun weekend with family and
Fans did not like that call, and I'm sure neither did Cody New.
designate a
But
self-control.
nonetheless, the Chinooks are going to get out of that one with no damage done. So no runs on one hit,
Thanks for joining us for tonight's Ladies' Night
and
Central Peninsula.
no errors, and
Remember, early
one left
detection
on
is a home
base.
run. Let's
As we
save
head to the
second
top of the
base,
seventh,
not cancer
where your
out.
Chinooks come back to the plate. And we are back with Chinooks baseball.
Batting second position for the Chinooks, number
Back
16,
to the plate
Louis
is
Zulaika.
Louis Zulaika after Brady Groves was caught stealing. As that pitch misses for ball one, low and outside. So, big play at the plate as that ball is lifted to shallow right field, and the play is made by the second baseman, Cole Dawson, for the first out of the inning to retire Louis Zulaika. Jordan Jaffe up to the plate as he is 1 for 2 with a single, a walk, and a flyout. So, as I was saying, as that one is fouled off for strike one, big play at the plate to get the Chinooks out of the inning with no runs scored, as that one is driven into center field. But center fielder didn't have to move much to make that play, as he was already pretty deep. And Jaffe is going to be retiring quickly, as that brings Jaden Hill back to the plate. Jaden Hill has a single today and is 1 for 3, as that pitch missed for ball one. Pitch comes from Tepper, as that one's dribbled very softly to the pitcher, and the Chinooks go down 1-2-3 in short order, as top of the seventh concludes with no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base. On to the bottom of the seventh, as we will be back with Chinooks baseball in a moment.
And 3-2-9.
As the 7th inning stretch concludes,
Batting for
the
Oilers,
Oilers are up to
number
bat
3,
here in the
Bryce
bottom of the
Berkey.
7th. Score is still knotted at 3-3 with number 8, Bryce Berkey at the plate. Frankie Golko still on the mound as he bounces one into Berkey. Count goes 1-0. So Golko goes back to the mound and toes the rubber. Gets the sign and kicks and deals. Ball is ripped foul down the third base line. And so the count is now 1-1 to Bryce Berkey. Bryce Berkey is 1 for 2 today with a single and a flyout. And that pitch misses low for a ball. 2-1 the count now to Bryce Berkey, as Frankie Golko has got to be getting up there in his pitch count. So 3-1 now to Bryce Berkey. Pitch comes as that one is driven into deep right field and at the warning track. Sam Kwabnowski reels it in. Great work from Sam to get back there to make sure that ball did not drop in there for an extra base hit, as it likely would have. So 1 out now as Bryce Berkey is retired. P.D. Soto is back up to the plate as he's 1 for 2 with as that one is just fouled down the third base line. Count goes 0-1. P.D. Soto's 1 for 3 with a double, a fly out, and a line out. And he scored later on that double in the first inning. As that one's in there for a strike on the outside corner. 0-2 to Soto with 1 out and no one on. That one, not sure where that missed. Maybe a little bit outside, as count goes 1-2 to P.D. Soto. Golko winds up and got him right on the corner. Took a minute to call that strike as P.D. Soto walks back to the dugout. I don't think he loved that call, but no argument from him as he just stood there for a second. Cole Dawson back up to bat as he is, oh my goodness, backhand stop from Golko as he flips it over to Jaffe to make the out. Couldn't field it cleanly, but stopped the ball easily enough to make the play over to Jaffe at first, as Cole Dawson is retired quickly on that one. So, no runs across as the Oilers go down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 7th. So, no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base for the Oilers as we head to the top of the 8th, where the Chinooks will look to scratch across a few more runs. And we're back in Kenai, where number 9, Oliver Degenhart, returns to the plate for his 4th trip. He is 1 for 3 with a single, as that pitch is in there from Tepper for a strike. 0-1 the count now. Another one delivered from Tepper for a strike, as Degenhart just takes both strikes down the middle. Pitch from Tepper is smacked to second, as that one's fielded. Oh my goodness. The throw is off, and Degenhart's in there at first safely. I'm going to have to guess it's going to go down as an error, because that play should have been made. It was going to be a close play at the plate. There is no question he should have been out, and yep, they're going to call it an error. So, and that's going to be an error on the Oilers, and he's going to reach as bunt is shown by Broughton and fouls it down the right field line. David Broughton, number 10, is up to bat, as he is 2 for 3 with 2 singles and a strikeout today. 0-1 to Broughton, as he showed bunt again, and the throw is down to first. Makes it back in time with a dive. 1-1 now to Broughton, as we are in the top of the 8th with 1 on and no outs. Bunt again from Broughton, and this one's popped up foul to the screen. 1-2 to Broughton. Broughton digs back in, as Cameron Tepper stares him down, kicks and deals. Beautiful curveball from Tepper, gets him swinging and to strike out for the first out of the inning. Really nice curveball, breaking from the middle just to the inside and high. So gets him swinging, and he's out for the first out of the inning. RJ Rickabaugh digs in now, as he is up for his 4th appearance. He's 0 for 1 with 2 walks, a run scored, and a strikeout, as that pitch misses low for a ball. Ball is lined into center field for the 2nd out of the inning. So 2 outs now, 1 runner on, and that is going to be Degenhart on first, as number 22, Sam Kwabnowski, returns to the plate. 1 for 3 with a fielder's choice, flyout, and single back in the 1st, or 2nd actually. And play at the plate, second base. He's going to be out. Throw is in time, and Oliver Degenhart is caught stealing. So that's going to end the top of the 8th inning, as the first 3 batters go down. And no runs on no hits. 1 error, however, and no one left on base as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Score still tied, 3-3. Back in Kenai, where the score is knotted at 3-3, and we are in the bottom of the 8th. coming to the home stretch of this one. Oilers are up to bat with the big hitter, Colin Robson. He is 1 for 3 in this game with a single in the first. Ball is lifted back behind the plate, and the catcher, RJ Rickabaugh, is going to punch him out, as that one is going to be a quick first out for the Chinooks. And the Oiler, Ty Thomas, is back up to the plate, 1 for 3 with a double in the first, which he later scored on. Ty Thomas digs in now, holding bat parallel to the ground. Pitches inside, nearly hit him. But the count goes 1-0. As there's no one on, 1 out. Ball is lifted, foul and out of play down the third baseline.
Foul ball brought to you in part by
Souvenir for a fan in the stands. So 1-1 now to Ty Thomas on after that foul ball. Second and short, playing pretty deep. Pitch comes from Golko. Important to note that Golko is still in this game, as we are in the 8th inning now. Pitch count has remained very low, as that one's fouled back to the screen, and the count is going to remain frozen at 1-2. So we're going to see if Golko can go all the way in this one and hopefully get the win. After giving up that 3-run first inning, he has become an absolute menace on the mound, as that one is lifted in foul territory in right field, and it's caught for an out. Second out of the inning, as Ty Thomas is retired. So Golko is getting it done on the mound, as it brings up Cody New for his 4th appearance. He's got a walk, a fly out, and a strikeout. So he is 0 for 2 today. Pitch comes, and oof, I think he would love to have that one back, as it was a check swing that just went a little bit too far for first strike of the at-bat. Golko really got him on that one, as that one is just low on the breaking ball. So 1-1 now to Cody New. Hunched over stance for Cody New as he swings through that one for a strike. 1-2 now to Cody. One more out for the Chinooks, and we'll be on to the 9th inning. As pitch comes from Golko in the dirt to make the count 2-2. So Golko is just going to raise his ERA a little bit today, but not by much, as he will, if he goes another inning, surrender only 3 runs. As that pitch missed for a ball, 3-2 full count, and that one's just going to be inside and send Cody New to first base on balls. And that walk will bring up Brock Worthkin for his 4th trip to the plate. He is 0 for 2 with a walk, a strikeout, and a flyout. So we're going to have a conference on the mound as manager Tim Cole is speaking to Frankie Golko. And that generally means a pitching change, and yep, here it is. And new man on the mound for the Nooks. When we come back after his warm-up, we'll let you know who it is.
Let's make some noise for the Oilers.
We'll be back in a moment. And we're back after the new pitcher, Gavin Olivetti, has warmed up. As Brock Worthkin is back up to the plate for the Oilers. Gavin Olivetti comes from the University of Central Arkansas. He is a sophomore and pitches right-handed. He's 6 foot flat, 180. Hometown of Searcy, Arkansas. As the pitch comes. And pitch misses just outside for ball 1. He's got an ERA of 2.81. Pitched 16 innings, given up 12 hits, given up 5 runs, and all 5 of them earned.
Foul ball brought to you by
And
Absolute Alaska Adventures.
he's looking to shut down the Oilers here in the bottom of the 8th. So Golko wasn't able to go a full game, which was expected. That would be a pretty impressive feat if he was. As Olivetti slings that one in with his for strike 2. Olivetti's got a little bit of a sidearm throw, a little bit more of a submarine pitch. You don't see all that often, but it's effective for him. As this one's dribbled down the third base line and slung over to first base for the 3rd out of the inning. And the Chinooks are going to get out of the bottom of the 8th with no runs across. So, no runs, no hits, and no one left on, no errors. No errors for the Chinooks in this half inning. And we are on to the top of the 9th, the home stretch, as your Chinooks come back to bat. Back for the 9th inning of play. Score tied 3-3 with your Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks back up to bat to try and break this tie. It's going to be Sam Kwabnoski leading off. As that one is lined up the middle. Oh! And that one is thrown over to first base. The second baseman, Cole Dawson, was able to get a glove on it, but he slipped, and he really didn't have a chance at that play, really, ever, as that one is lofted super high and off the bag. And it's going to be a base hit for Sam Kwabnoski. So that one's in there for a strike to Brady Groves, as Cameron Tepper's still on the mound here in the 9th inning for the Oilers. Pitch is thrown in there for a strike as it is fouled off by Brady Groves with that bunt attempt. So 0-2 now to Groves with Kwabnoski on first. So the Chinooks are going to need to scratch across a run here if they want any chance of winning this in regulation. And if not, they're going to have to try and hold the Oilers to no runs in the bottom of the ninth and hope for extras. But hopefully they can finish it in 9 as Brady Groves swings through that one and strikes out on 3 pitches. So Brady Groves goes down swinging. And that brings up Cade Smith, who is 0 for 4 today in this one. 3 flyouts and a ground out double play as that one is fouled back above our heads here in the press box. 0-1 to Cade Smith. Kwapnowski remains on first. Not much of a lead as the 0-1 pitch comes from Tepper. Kicks and deals. Right down the heart of the plate. Cade Smith lets it go for 0-2. He's behind in the count now as Tepper's got him right where he wants him. Cameron Tepper looks over at first and fires it in. Pitch looked low to me and Cade Smith, but umpire's opinion matters and calls him out on strikes. So 2 outs now as Louis Zalaika comes back to the plate as the last chance for the Chinooks here in the 9th. Pitch is low to Zalaika as count goes to 1-0. Louis Zalaika has had a very nice night. 2 doubles, a single, and a flyout for a total of 3 for 4. As that one is dribbled over to short and play is made easily at second base. So, side is retired here in the top of the 9th as the score is going to remain 3-3 as no runs across on 1 hit and no errors, 1 man left on base. As we head to the bottom of the 9th where the score is still knotted at 3 apiece. Welcome back, Chinooks fans, to the bottom of the 9th. Score is tied at 3 apiece as number 3, Max Rothward, comes to the plate for the Peninsula Oilers. Gavin Alvetti still on the mound for the Chinooks after he entered in place of Frankie Golko in the bottom of the 8th, as that one's going to be in on the hands for ball 1. Rothward 1 for 3 with a double, strikeout, and flyout today. That one is also in on the hands and fouled off. Impressive catch in the stands made on that was that foul ball smoked, and the catch was still made by the fan. So impressive. Count goes 1-2 on that foul and swinging strike there by Rothward. So ahead in the count now is Alvetti, as that one's fouled off to keep the count at 1-2. Next up will be Aiden Sullivan, who is 1 for 3 with a single, fly out, and ground out, as that one is chopped just foul down the third base line. Count remains 1-2 to Rothward. Getting the sign is Alvetti. From the stretch, fires it in outside of even all the way into the batter's box on that pitch. Breaking ball. So 2-2 now. Alvetti puts that one in right down the middle of the plate and is fouled off by Rothward. So count stays at 2-2. As we can see the Oilers mascot roaming through the grandstand. As this one is lined into left field and just foul. So Max Rothward, pretty nice at bat here that he's putting together. He's fouled off a good number of pitches already, and the count stays 2-2. Protecting the plate pretty well as the pitch comes from Alvetti. And another one fouled off as it was in on his hands but too close to take. So Alvetti will once again have to toe the rubber and throw it back at Rothward. Pitch comes and just tipped again. So this at bat is nearing double digits at this point, as Rothward has fouled off about 5 pitches. And there's the big swing and a miss for out number 1. That pitch was outside, and he got Rothward to chase. So big punch out from Gavin Alvetti. And that one was needed to get the first out of the inning, where Chinooks have 1 out with no one on, as number 13, Aiden Sullivan, is up to bat. Sullivan digs in. Pitch comes from Alvetti. Really nice curveball drops in there, just at the top part of the strike zone, to move the count to 0-1. Pitch from Alvetti is lined at, oh my goodness, at Alvetti. He stops it with his foot or shin or something, as that one was looking like it was dangerous to squirt right through the gap up near second base, but Alvetti took one for the team as it hit him in the leg somewhere, and he was able to get it to just drop at his feet and throw it over to Jaffe at first for the second out. So
let's make some noise for the Oilers.
So that's going to bring up Bryce Berkey for the last out in regulation, potentially. As that pitch is dribbled to the catcher, and we are done with regulation as that one is fired over to Jordan Jaffe for the third out of the bottom of the 9th. And so we are headed to extras, folks. No hits, no runs, no errors, no one left on base, as we are through 9, and we get extra baseball, folks, as we head to the top of the 10th with your Chuyak Eagle River Chinooks. Due up. We're back, Chinooks fans, in the top of the 10th as Jordan Jaffe comes to the plate for the Nooks. He is 1 for 4 today with a single. As that pitch, the first pitch of the inning, is a strike to Jaffe. Cameron Tepper remains in on the mound as he kicks and deals, as this one's popped up in foul territory for strike number 2. 0-2 now to Jaffe. As I said, Cameron Tepper's still in the game as he pitched 4 scoreless innings for the Oilers. He's trying to make it a 5th, as that pitch is outside for ball 1. Tepper kicks and deals, and that one misses again for ball 2. 2-2 now to Jordan Jaffe. As the leg kick, and ball is lifted way foul and out of play by Jaffe. Count remains 2-2. Infield plays deep as well as the outfield, as that one is in the dirt inside at his feet, as the Oilers are lucky no one was on base, or else they would have gotten a free one. As that one is dribbled slowly to short, and nice play made to first base by P.D. Soto to retire Jordan Jaffe. So Jaffe grounds out, and Jaden Hill is up to the plate for his 5th appearance. He is 1 for 5. And breaking ball misses high and outside for ball 1. And this one gets Jordan Hill swinging for the first strike. Tepper kicks and deals, and this one is fouled off behind the grandstand, as count moves to 1-2. Tepper fires it in there. Ooh! Hill is way out in front of that one as he goes down to a knee. And that'll be the 2nd out of the inning, bringing up Oliver Degenhart. Ollie Degenhart is 1 for 3 as he's got a single and 2 ground outs, and he reached on an error as well, but was later caught stealing, as this one's outside to bring the count to 1-1. And so 2 outs now with no one on for the Chinooks, as that one is low for ball 2. And while you might think that it's unlikely to score a run here in this half of the inning, as that one is lifted to right field, as Sullivan will put it away for the 3rd out of the inning. Well, it was unlikely, and it didn't happen. So we couldn't put any across in the top of the 10th. So we're going to send it down to the bottom of the 11th, as we had no runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base, as the Oilers' turn comes in the bottom of the 10th. We'll be back with Chinooks baseball here in a moment. back in Kenai. We return in the bottom of the 10th with P.D. Soto returning for his 5th trip to the plate. He is 1 for 4 with a double and a strikeout, flyout, and lineout in this one so far. He digs in as Gavin Alvetti is still on the mound for the Nooks, which is in there for a ball, low and away. So 1-0 now to P.D. Soto. Soto takes that pitch for a strike right down the heart of the plate. So 1-1 now to Soto as the right-hander Alvetti kicks and deals. And this one is chopped to the catcher. And oh my goodness, Rickabaugh rocketed that down to Jaffe. And impressive play by Jaffe to hold on to that one as it was high and off the bag. So, not to mention, the velocity on that throw was up there. So, nonetheless, play is made at first base to get Soto. Cole Dawson is back up to the plate as he is 0 for 3 with a walk. And pitch comes from Alvetti. Swinging strike on Dawson. So 0-1 now to Cole Dawson. Alvetti fires it and bunted foul. Rickabaugh thought it might have stayed fair and he had a chance at the throw to first, but umpire says no. 0-2 is the count after that foul ball. Alvetti stares at Rickabaugh for a while, getting the sign. He's got it, and kicks and deals. And pitch missed. Must have been high for ball 1. With a good bit of movement on that pitch. Really nice side-to-side movement. And big swing from Cole Dawson to strike him out. So 2 down now for the Oilers, as that brings up a dangerous hitter, Colin Robson. He's only 1 for 4 today with only a single, but last time he was at Lee Jordan Field, we saw what he could do as he hit not 1 but 2 home runs off the right field foul pole. And that one's in there for a strike from Alvetti. 0 for 1 to Robson. Alvetti twirling the ball in his hand, sets and fires. This one's fouled back for strike 2. 0-2 to Colin Robson. There could only be one more pitch in this inning, or Robson could have other plans. We shall see as Alvetti sets and fires. And there it is. It is lined into left field, and it's going to drop for a base hit. It's going to be 2, maybe 3. Robson holds up at second as he was thinking about 3, but smart choice by Robson to stay at second, and the Oiler faithful loving that one. As a 2-out double from Colin Robson keeps the Oilers' chances alive. So,
next up for the Oilers, third baseman, number 20,
Colin
Ty
Robson
Thomas.
is aboard with 2, bringing up Ty Thomas, who is also 1 for 2 in this one. Or, sorry, excuse me, 1 for 4 with the 2-bagger in the first. Rickabaugh went out to calm Alvetti down and try and get him just get out of this inning right here with Thomas at the plate. Alvetti's still not on the mound yet as he is walking back towards second base. Maybe just regaining his composure, not sure exactly. Actually, it's going to be a chat with the
Tonight's game is
umpires
all about
and
saving
the
seconds.
Oilers coach
Thanks
is
to
what's going to
Central
happen
Peninsula
here.
Hospital for the reminder.
And so
Early
we're going to go
detection can be a
quiet here
grand
for a moment
slam.
as this
Visit
discussion
tonight's
takes
CPH
place.
booth to learn more about screening options.
And we're back after that conversation has concluded. Not sure what they were talking about, as nothing looks like it has changed. But what I do know is Ty Thomas is up to bat with 2 outs and Colin Robson on in the bottom of the 10th. Pitch comes from Gavin Alvetti for a strike in the first pitch of the at-bat. 0-1 now to Ty Thomas, as the last pitch found its way in there in the bottom left corner of the strike zone. Pitch is low for ball 1. Robson back to the bag as he takes his lead. Very sizable lead for Colin Robson at second. The 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss from Ty Thompson as the count moves to 1-2. Good pitch from Alvetti to get him swinging. As the payoff pitch, it is here for Gavin Alvetti. He sets from the stretch and deals. And there it is, folks. The payoff pitch. Gavin Alvetti is hyped up as Ty Thomas goes down swinging. We are headed to the top of the 11th as the score is still knotted 3-3. And so no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base as we go to the top of the 11th, where we will see your Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks 3-3. And we're back in Kenai with number 10, David Broughton at the plate in the top of the 11th inning of play. And thank you to all the fans who might still be listening on the East Coast, if there are any of you left. We appreciate it. Thank you for listening. And I know it's late out there, but this game is worth it. It's a good one still here in Alaska. So it's going to be Cameron Tepper still on the mound for the Oilers as David Broughton is up to bat. And so now we're playing, it's the 11th inning now, and we start with a runner on first, and he is gone quickly. So we have an out now. Oh, no. So actually, they're going to call it a balk. And so the runner advances safely to second. So there's going to be a conversation at the mound between Worthkin and Tepper. So ABL rules, once it hits the 11th inning, we start with a runner on first. And so not Rothward. Broughton digs back in with a runner on second. And that one's low for ball one. And I can't exactly tell who we have on second base there running for us. But if I had to guess, it's going to be Oliver Degenhart because he was the last batter up. As that one, oh my goodness. The play is made by the second baseman, Cole Dawson, but he runs in to the right fielder, Aiden Sullivan, making the play, but he still hangs on to it for the first out of the inning. So David Broughton is retired, and that brings up R.J. Rickabaugh, the catcher, who is in his 5th appearance now, only 0 for 2. As that one he takes for a strike because he has 2 walks, a strikeout and a flyout. And so Rickabaugh now tips this one foul back to the screen and is quickly behind in the count, 0-2. And that one is thrown back to second on the 0-2 pitch. So the ABL has some special sudden death rules, and we're going to see if we have to get to those or not. But we've already seen a new rule here in place with as this game has gone on, with a runner on first in the 11th inning, as that one misses upstairs for ball one. So runner Degenhart is on second, as he started on first at the beginning of the inning. As Rickabaugh swings through that one, he is not happy. A little bit of a slam of the bat against the dirt as he strikes out for that second out of the inning. That's going to bring up Sam Kwapnowski to the plate for his 5th trip. He is 2 for 4 as he's got a fielder's choice and 2 singles and a flyout. And that one is flied over into left field, and the left fielders make the play at the wall in foul territory. So we're headed onto the bottom of the. Oh, so the game is over, it looks like, as that's, I guess, going to be the sudden death rules. As they were able to retire the Chinooks in the top of the 11th. And so it's looking like the Oilers are going to win this one 3-3. Let me see if I can find those sudden death rules, because it looks like this game is over at 3-3, but with the Oilers winning. Nonetheless, so here's the sudden death rules, folks. So the home team gets to choose if they want to start on offense or defense in the start of the 11th inning. And it looks as if, so the Oilers chose to start on defense. And so it's sudden death. If they get them out, the game is over. If they score, they win. So it's really just 1/2 inning of play, in the top of the 11th inning. And so the Oilers chose to take the defense, as they've held us scoreless for a good 6 innings, and paid off for the Oilers as they were able to retire us in short order with no hits, no runs, and no errors, and no one left on, as the Oilers are going to win this one 3-3, but in extra innings, sudden death rules. So yeah, we are done here in Kenai, Alaska, from the Peninsula Oilers field, as the Oilers defeat the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks in Game 1 of the 5-game series here in Kenai, as we will be back tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Same time, same place, for game number 2 of the series. Thank you for listening to the broadcast, and on behalf of the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks and Athletes in Action, I am Clayton Jackson, and I will see you guys tomorrow for game number 2.